Welcome, I'm the DeadwoodJedi. This is going to be another Raid Shadow Legends video, and we are on the free-to-play. We're on the road to Ultra Nightmare. I've got my coffee, and I'm finally doing some spice blending. I got some cocoa powder, I got some cinnamon, got some nutmeg. Actually added a little turmeric, and that wasn't too bad either, but not perfect yet. It's pretty good. Pretty good. Like, takes away the bitterness, or it accentuates it enough so it's not, doesn't feel bitter, right? It doesn't taste bitter to me. It's delicious. But nice little spice blending. You know, we'll be doing some experimentation here, but definitely a fan of the cocoa powder, the cinnamon, and the nutmeg. Give a nice little balance, and turmeric's not too shabby either. But yeah, it's a new day, and the Doom Tower has refreshed, and that is kind of what I have right here. We have Bommel this rotation. Now, Bommel, I think, actually drops some of the best sets in this game, but he's incredibly hard to beat. So we're going to see if we can't even do it. I haven't done this before. I just autoed to get to this stage, and I'm kind of curious to see how we do. So I thought we could start off today's video just by running through these ways, trying Bommel. We'll either die right away, or maybe we'll have some really good success, but I think that should be pretty interesting. Never really done Bommel at this stage, and I have such limited champions. What's really available for me is to actually beat this is going to be a little bit slim. I do think I have a Master Butcher on this account though, so I feel like that could definitely be a substitution if we're really struggling with beating this boss, is somebody we could get through with. Now, I might end up having the manual. That might be the reality of it, but just running it once on auto should give us a good idea. And the main reason would be Elva, right? With the way that she can remove debuffs, but oh, this is not even going to be an issue. Okay, this is not going to be an issue. We can just beat him down. That's a lot. That's going to be a lot easier, I think, right? So that shouldn't be a problem. I wonder if I should have put the block debuffs up first, though, now that I think about it. I don't know if I think the bombs land through that anyway, so it might not matter. But it didn't matter. We literally just wiped through them. Okay, so floor 10 on normal, not too hard. That's good. That's great though. I'm going to be able to farm a lot of these things. The key is actually when we hit 450, am I going to be able to take that down so I can start crafting the 5-star pieces? That's really what I want. But yeah, pretty cool. Anyway, day 44 is where we're at. And this is the next 3 days of absolutely trash rewards. Real excited about that. By excited, I of course don't actually mean excited. We pulled our shards yesterday and got pretty much nothing that I wanted. Got good rates, just not great rewards. I did complete the Fire Knight tournament, got the top thing there. Just barely got it, but we got it. And oh, we got another, I forgot about this. We get another ancient shard as I finished 3rd. I don't think the relentless gear is going to be anything worth throwing about, but the ancient shard on a 2x, that could be pretty nice. So we'll open that up. Let's see what we got from Brutal today. Okay, nice little, okay, an accuracy chest piece. We can handle that. That's the first one, and yeah, that's pretty bad. Don't need that. Okay, decent start, I would say. What, buddy? Sacred shard, yay. Oh, that is lovely. I do like that. I do like that a lot, actually. That's gonna be great. Was hoping for an ancient shard, but I'll take a sacred any day of the week. That's a win. So that's really nice. Okay, we're doing great there. Let's see if this ancient shard pops anything for us. We'll start here and see if my count has suddenly changed dramatically. It has not. It has not. Skink is, oh boy, that is not somebody I was looking forward to pulling. Okay, cool. But we got a couple sacreds chilling there. That's awesome. Yeah, I did pull Seneschal. He's a decent champion, so I will build him up, but there's no rush. I don't see him being incredibly important at this point in the account. And Missionary is absolute nonsense and trash. One thing you might notice, though, my Valerie is 5 stars. I decided to go ahead and rank up Valerie. Clearly, waiting for a Sandlash, Godseeker, Anchorite is probably not the best way to go. So my thinking is this. I can build this champion to fit in my clan boss team, and I can speed tune my clan boss team. So if later on I get a buff extender, I can substitute them in for Valerie. I'm not going to be any worse off than I am right now, I don't believe, as far as my clan boss runs for Nightmare and Brutal go, but it will set me up to then be more successful when we do hit Ultra Nightmare that way. I'm probably going to leave her at 5-star. I'll probably get her up to level 50, but I'll leave her at 5-star for time being. I don't see any reason to rush getting her to 6-star. She's not going to bring any raw damage for me. The War Master procs I get from her are definitely significant, but not to a point where I feel like I have to really build it up, right? I feel like that million and a half, 2 million damage I would get from that is not going to make or break where I'm at right now, but it will give me a better sense of where I can get to. So it might be possible that with this kind of a speed tune, we're kind of in like 1 key range of Nightmare, right? That's my hope. That's my hope. I did a run yesterday on Nightmare on Green Affinity, which, as we all know, is the best affinity for us, and we got like 39 million. We almost 1 keyed on Nightmare with that. So I feel like we're kind of in that realm. And so I feel like if we get closer to that point, then maybe it'll be worth it. But I'm still holding out hope. We're going to get a Sandlash. I still have a lot more to build on my other champions anyway. I really need reflex gear for Jareg. Like, I desperately need that. Stalwart gear across the board would be beneficial for us. We're going to need a lot of speed still on Jareg, a lot of speed still on Venomage. So we're still a ways away from being where we want to be. But I figured by building up Valerie, we can get ourselves a little bit closer. And you'll notice I put her in a toxic set. I figured, hey, what's the best way to do this? Put her in a toxic set. That's where we can get a couple extra poisons, help Venomage out a ton. Now, I do know Venomage is actually really good to have in a toxic set, because I think he'll actually place 2 of them with his A1. I don't know why that is. It seems pretty broken, but it's a really nice little bonus. That said, I think this is a good place to start for us. I don't have the best toxic gear. I definitely don't have enough toxic gear to put on Venomage and keep Venomage's accuracy high enough. So for right now, this is going to be a good kind of balance act for us, right? Where we can get the extra poisons, a little bit more damage out of it, and at the same time, we're still able to land the debuffs that we need. As we get better gear, as we accumulate more gear, it's going to definitely make more sense to kind of swap some stuff around, and we can start to look at how do we optimize things. Though, to be fair, I'm kind of hoping that I'll be past using champions like Venomage, like Valerie, and can bring in a little bit more clan boss centric champions, right? You know, honestly, I would like to get past Rhonda too. She's really good for this though, so it's kind of hard to move past her. But you know, ideally, I would be bringing in people that are way more clan boss focused, so that I can use these other champions for the other areas of the game. I'd love to be able to use Venomage solely for dungeons. I really do feel like that's going to be a big boon for us. And somebody in one of my comments was saying how, you know, being able to solo farm is an end game kind of thing. I actually think it's more beneficial the sooner you can do it, because right now my big limitation is energy. If I can level up champions, which I need to do constantly, while at the same time getting the gear that I need desperately, that's only going to benefit my account, right? So being able to solo farm early on is way more beneficial than I think it is later on, where, yeah, it's still good to be able to do that later on, but you already have a coterie of champions that you can use. You're not desperate to rank up people all the time. So I think the priority changes a little bit there, right? Where at that point, you're kind of maybe more focused on the speed of your runs. But, you know, efficiency is definitely going to be the name of the game. So anytime that you can solo farm, and this is definitely a difference between pay to play and free to play, but anytime you can do multiple things at the same time, it's only going to be better. So being able to solo farm, get the gear you want, and the champions ranked up is a huge advantage. So eventually I'd like to have Venomage out of my clan boss team working on some dungeons, being able to solo farm that. He's the only champion I know that I have on my account that can do that. If I pick up somebody else, great, that's fantastic, we'll go that route. But in the meantime, I think that's what I would really like to see out of Venomage eventually. Hey, just a friendly reminder, if you haven't already, take a moment and hit that subscribe button as well as that notification bell so you don't miss the next one of these videos that comes out. And of course, if you guys need help with your account, you can go to my website, DeadwoodJedi.com, where I'll be happy to look at your squad and make whatever improvements are needed to be made. But, you know, when I'm doing that, I still want to play my own account. That's why I use BlueStacks, which you'll find linked down below in the pinned comment and description of this video. BlueStacks is a great way to run multiple instances of the game on your computer at the same time. And if you enjoyed today's music, we have that SoundStripe link down below in the pinned comment and description of this video as well. Use code DeadwoodJedi, save 15%. I do want to talk about Arena at some point, but I think right now, today, I think what we'll finish this video off with here is doing a nightmare run with Valerie in it instead of Deacon. This is the position I was thinking about bringing her in for, right? And so we'll go ahead and do that and see how it goes. Now she is only, I mean, she's not ranked up at all, right? She's very low in my totem pole here. You know, 1300 defense, 22,000 HP, very, very low. We're gonna prioritize that, you know, buff extension ability. That's kind of what we're focused on here. And the defense might be like painfully low right now. It really might not make a lot of sense to run this team this way at the moment, but I think that's just what we're gonna do. Let's take all these things off. Yeah, that's fine. And okay, yeah, that's pretty much the priorities I want going on here. Okay, so we're gonna see if this can work here. We'll see what happens. You know, to speed tune this, I'm gonna need Jareg and Venomage considerably faster. The rest of them are about the speed I need. I'm actually gonna want to slow Elva down slightly, but I'm not too concerned about that. So we're gonna test a couple things. We're gonna see, is there enough healing in this team without Deacon? Can we keep the buffs up long enough? You know, how many turns can we survive? I have a feeling all these numbers are going to be lower than what they were before, but I figure it'll be a good opportunity for us to kind of test this out. Now, one of the issues is I have Valerie in a toxic set, right? That's great. They don't need Actually for it. Of course, she only has one attack ability, that A1, right? But we did land got a little poison out there. That's pretty good, right? This could be interesting, I think. We'll see how this goes. Our damage is pretty on par with what we've done. Actually, a little bit higher, looks like. And it might just be part of this. Obviously, you know, there's going to be some RNG, but part of this is too, with the buff extension off the increased speed buff, once we ever get into an actual speed tune, the advantage is that we're actually going to go faster. We're going to take more turns. Instead of taking, you know, 1 or 2 turns every time, we'll take 2 turns every time, and that'll be more attacks, which means more damage for Rhonda as well. So that's definitely a, you know, looking forward, that's going to be a real big positive for us. So damage so far seems to be pretty on par with what we had before. Deacon wasn't contributing a whole lot in that respect, and, you know, getting those little baby poisons, 25k a pop, it ain't bad, you know. So we'll take it. And I feel like there's definitely some potential here to extend stuff. But the good thing is look at those buff extensions, look at those increased speed buffs, right? Everybody's going pretty fast on this, which I think is really, really good. So there's definitely some good things going on here with this. It's just going to be about seeing if it can work. If it can work right now like this, it's great. Then I can continue to build her up, continue to advance her, and see where we can get to. I think compared to the rest of this team, eventually once I rank her gear up, once she gets leveled up to 50, her defense and HP should be on par with the rest of the team, certainly on par with Rhonda. So I don't anticipate her dying abnormally early in the runs or anything like that. But at the same time, I'm not sure, you know, I don't know. We'll see where she gets to, really. I'm not convinced this is going to be a winning strategy, but we'll see. Now I did make a couple of test runs of this team on my main account. I'm gonna have a couple of videos coming out so you're definitely gonna want to look at that. I think I might have one later today, actually, or I might have one that went out yesterday. So I'm sure that'll prove a bit interesting for you guys. It's a big difference using my main account for my test account. So we'll have to see where this goes. But so far, so good. We're staying full health, turn 12, 8.5 million damage. I'm not upset with these numbers, right? we're doing what, 3/4 of a million to 2/3 to 3/4 of a million damage every single turn. It's a pretty decent rate to be at. Obviously, we're still gonna have to survive till around turn 30 to really get into that comfortable 2-key spot. But considering she's only level 30, considering she's only 5-star, that's a pretty solid achievement, I would say, and definitely shows the benefit of being able to extend those buffs, right? Continuous heal buffs are being extended, the block debuffs being extended, the increased speed, the ally protections, the increased defense, all the things we want. And I suppose this is one thing I didn't even consider with Valerie. She does give us that small increased attack buff. So champions like Rhonda and Elva are going to hit harder than they normally would, which is nothing to scoff at. That's definitely a benefit that we're getting out of this. So I'm not angry at that at all. If I probably should turn off her A3 ability, the shield. Now the shield's nice. It's not bad. Definitely beneficial for us as far as surviving goes, but her shield has never been a significant size, right? This is one of the negatives with Valerie. And I think if we turn that off, get more A1 procs, that means more poisons. That actually could be a better thing for us, and maybe we'll be able to increase our damage along the way. So that's certainly a possibility. I'm a little nervous. Our damage numbers are kind of they're not exactly super high right now. Not exactly the highest. And I think that is potentially problematic here, right? You know, we're getting into the point, turn 20. Yeah, see, she wiped right away. Definitely not great there. Now I have an extra key pretty much every day, so I'm not too worried about our results right now. But I would, you know, it'd be great if we were able to go ahead and get to that 2-key spot. I think that would obviously be pretty fantastic for us to be at, but you know, if we can't, but that would be the ideal spot. But you know, when we have the ally protection up, she's surviving. It's when that buff falls off, the increased defense buff falls off, that we have trouble. She's really low defense right now too. 1300 is pretty abysmally low. So it's not surprising that she's getting kind of rocked here. I mean, everybody gets pretty rocked at this stage when you don't have increased defense up. So there's another reason why I definitely need reflex set on Jareg. Okay. We're grinding. We're getting there. Not too shabby, I would say. 16 million. All right. We're getting somewhere right now, guys. Definitely feel like we got some potential here. Do pretty decent. It's not a solid 2-key on Nightmare yet, but still turn 25. We're still alive. That's where we lost Rhonda. That's okay. You know, I mean, you got to figure we're adding at least another million if she has War Master. So I think we're still in 2-key range here. You know, if we can build her defense up, and I think her chestplate is defense, and it's only a rank 8 right now. So we would probably be adding, you know, and I don't even know if she has, you know, she obviously doesn't have a banner. Her ring's barely ranked up. So there's definitely room to get her into the same defensive range as Rhonda, around 2000. And I think we could probably push her even higher, truth be told, once we rank some of that gear up a little bit more. So I'm not upset with this. If we can maintain a 20 million a key damage, that's pretty good for us. So considering how weak she is, that's not too bad. All right, so we're just under that 2-key mark. I can put in Deacon, and we'll definitely get to that 2-key level for today's runs, but that's not too shabby. You can see only what, 800,000 from Valerie. I think Elva's a good comp. They both have, if we turn off Valerie's A3, they both have one non-attack skill in their repertoire. And so that's going to be about the same amount of damage. So you could add another million damage just by taking her to 6-star and putting War Master on. That, you know, obviously would include, you know, being tougher, surviving longer, and having more opportunities to hit as well. So not too shabby, I would say. Not too shabby. Still not my favorite champion. Still not who I want to bring in, but I really do think that in a pinch, she's going to suffice for this team, right? And that might be where we're at. I think to get to that level that we want to be at, that might just have to be the sacrifice, not sacrifice, but the choice that we make. So anyway, I thought that was kind of interesting as, you know, I don't always sit down and watch an entire run like that, but with somebody like Valerie, bringing somebody new into the team, it's really helpful Obviously at this point in my raid career, I know what's happening, so I don't have to sit and watch a run. But I always find whenever I have issues with the team, sitting and watching it is the best way to deduce what went wrong. And you know, when I'm bringing in something new, it's a good way to kind of observe, see how it's working, and be able to spot some issues with it. You know, and I think here that's exactly what's going to be happening. You know, if we take a look at her kit, I have her speed up, right? So she's what, 197 speed. That's about where I want her for Ultra Nightmare. You know, maybe a few speeds slower, but I can glyph that up. If we take her to 6-star, I can put a banner on her. There's some stuff I can do. But you can look at the HP level, the defense level. Her base is closer to 900 than this 587. So just leveling her up is going to make a big difference. And then of course her defensive chest piece is only at rank 8, so or level 8. So we can definitely improve some of this stuff on here. Look, the ring, the banner, they're both only level 4. So there's definitely room to improve this and get her survivability stats to a more practical spot. And I did like the toxic. I think that is definitely, we're going to need it on somebody, I think, to hit Ultra Nightmare. So pretty cool little run. Definitely intriguing. It certainly opens up some options as far as how to build this team and ways to improve it. And I think I'm kind of thinking Valerie might be it. So we're going to take her to 5-star. We're going to get her to 50. I'm going to continue to rank up more food in the meantime. And I think that'll be, you know, good for us. I don't feel like there's any rush to really take her to 6-star until I feel very comfortable with the gear that everybody has and the stats that everybody has, and comfortable and confident that we'll be able to do that 4 key on Ultra Nightmare. I think that's going to be the breaking point. That's the time where we're going to take her up to 6-star. So very cool, very exciting. We'll see how this all goes, but yeah, that's today's video. Hopefully you guys enjoyed it. Like I said, if you haven't already, make sure to check out the video I did kind of showcasing this run, but on my main account, not with Valerie. I think I used the Sandlash Survivor, but you know, shows the potential of this team. So we'll kind of see how that goes. But anyway, guys, thanks so much for sticking around, and until next we meet, I'm the Deadwood Jedi.